Well, here's some good news. Robert Cabral is offering his opinion again. This time on a Dutch Shepherd. Now, first of all, what is a Dutch Shepherd? What is the purpose of a Dutch Shepherd? What is the reason for a Dutch Shepherd to exist? They're herding dogs. That's the purpose for their existence. That's the very reason why they exist. But yet these dogs are not couch potatoes. These dogs need to get up and run and chase something. These dogs need to have a positive reinforcement, something that they enjoy doing. Okay? Let's listen to Robert Cabral and the advice that he gives. Because there's no advice at all.
Austin says we adopted a Dutch Shepherd almost 2 months ago. My mom had a KNPV Dutch Shepherd almost 20 years ago, and it was crazy, but ours is more mellow. However, he has insane dog aggression, so we hired a Malinois handler to train with a prong collar. I'm just going to say this, it's a little red flag.
Yeah, a prong collar, what you're going to want to do is trying to suppress aggression. Okay? And that's the most stupid and dangerous thing any dog trainer can tell a dog owner to do, because somebody's going to get bit. If you try to suppress aggression and reactivity, I guarantee you somebody's going to get bit.
Flag to me when someone is considered a Malinois handler. Several times he has nipped us during correction, and now he bit my wife.
Now again, Robert Cabral on a previous video stated point blank, I don't like the word punishment, I like the word correction. So whenever you hear Robert Cabral using the word correction, make sure you change it to punishment, and see if that changes your mind.
After a correction, leaving her bleeding with one puncture hole.
So the dog was actually biting the owners. Lovely, isn't it? Because some trainer told him to try to suppress the behavior.
He has also growled at our 4-year-old 3 times unprovoked. Should we try e-collar training him? No. No. Or is this not worth the risk with the daughter? No. I really need some straight talking guys here. Well, first of all, I would talk to the person you got this dog from.
Okay, first of all, we need to define what aggression and reactivity is. Yet again, aggression and reactivity is fight and flight. Robert suggests numerous times in his video the dog is frustrated. Why would a Dutch Shepherd be frustrated? Because it doesn't have a purpose in life? Are these dog owners expecting this dog to be a couch potato? Because if that's what the expectation is, then you're going to get frustration. And guess what? You're going to have behavioral issues as a result of this. But let's see what Robert Cabral got to say.
Consider returning the dog. There are several things that are wrong.
Consider returning the dog. What I would recommend for dog owners that have a high-energy dog like this, instead of rehoming the dog, try a few things. Number one, your dog is a Dutch Shepherd. They're bred to run and chase. So go and buy yourself a decent remote control car for $200-300 on Amazon.com. Instead of going out and spending an e-collar, go and buy yourself a nice rugged RC car with multiple batteries. And you get that dog out chasing that freaking remote control car, get them doing what they were bred to do, the very reason for their existence. You tire that dog out to nothing, and then you take that dog for a walk and see how much reactivity and aggression is going to be showing when it's tired and calm.
With this picture, if the dog has dog aggression, using a prong collar and e-collar is not necessarily the right solution.
E-collars and prong collars should not be used, period. I'd like to see everything get rid of. Get rid of all the treats and the prongs and e-collars and the muzzles and everything else. And you know what? You're going to sort the wheat out from the fucking chaff, because if Robert Cabral and these other trainers do not have their fucking tools, they can't train the dog themselves, period. They're only social media influencers. Right now you got Robert Cabral sitting there reading a viewer email, couldn't find his own ass with a map when it comes to behavior, but he's going to tell him to get rid of the dog, instead of actually offering up any useful suggestions, like a remote control car. Many people have gone out and bought the remote control car, and you know what? That alone, once that dog is tired and satisfied because they're doing what they were bred to do, even if it is artificial, run that dog until there's nothing left, until they're tired and they get it out of their system. Then take the dog for a walk. How much aggression or reactivity do you see?
From the get-go. You've got to figure out a couple things. You've got to figure out, one, how to build a relationship with this dog to keep him.
I want you to define what a relationship is, Robert. Man's best friend. What does it mean to be a human best friend? I trust my dog 100%, I respect my dog 100%, and I have 100% confidence in him. In return, I get it back tenfold. He respects me, he trusts me, and he's confident with me. Okay? That's man's best friend. What are you creating when you call a relationship? What you are creating is a relationship based on reward and punishment, and that's a transactional relationship, which is going to end up in a trauma bond, which is going to lead to codependency, which is going to lead to the owner becoming a fucking narcissist, trying to control and manage their dogs' every aspect of their behaviors, because of people like you.
From redirecting his frustration onto you, which is
Again, the frustration. Why is the dog frustrated? Let's deal with the frustration. It's the frustration that's causing all the behavioral issues, but yet Robert Cabral doesn't address the frustration, the very underlying cause. Why isn't this dog getting the proper exercise? Why isn't this dog not have a purpose? This dog does not have a proper relationship. It's a transactional relationship, which is going to lead to a trauma bond, and that's exactly what's happening now. The owners right now are in a fucking trauma bond because of some piss poor trainer's advice to suppress the aggression.
What's happening? The dog sees the dog. He's frustrated. He's upset about it. He gets a pop on the prong. He sees who gave me the prong collar correction. That guy's going to get bit, or that woman's going to get bit. That we can.
And you know what? He's exposing the entire system of dog training. Because that's all dog trainers say what they're doing. Shut down the behaviors, stop the behaviors, suppress the behaviors. And any dog trainer out there that's stupid enough to be telling dog owners to suppress your dog's aggression and reactivity is the most stupid thing you can do and the dangerous thing you can do because it's going to get owners bit. But yet here's Robert Cabral offering no solutions whatsoever. But yet he'll call me a cunt.
Solve, right? That I can show you, through attrition, through some work, through some exposure, through some socialization. You might or might not be able to get this yourself. I don't know how old this dog is.
But you see, the whole thing is, what Robert's trying to set up right now, is you're trying to maintain this idea that you need to hire a trainer because you can't do it on your own. The problem is, Robert Cabral doesn't want you knowing that you can actually do it on your own. Again, if you go and buy a remote control car, go and get yourself a foot pole, get your dog socialized, get your dog nice and tired and calm, then get it out, guess what is going to happen? You're going to have a different dog. But he doesn't want you knowing that because guess what? Once you understand that you're the only one that can fix the relationship with your dog, you'll never need to hire a dog trainer again in your life. And guess what? People like Robert Cabral lose. They don't make money off you. You should start firing your dog trainers because this is piss poor fucking advice. He's telling you to rehome your dog, give your dog back instead of doing anything with it. We need to start addressing the frustration. Why is the dog frustrated?
Because you're saying you adopted him 2 months ago, and if he's got this kind of aggression and he's biting, I'm assuming he's a few years old, right? My opinion is I
Oh, here we go. My opinion. I can't wait for this one. I haven't listened to this video yet.
would return this dog to whoever you got it from, and I would get a dog that doesn't have this issue. Because the Dutch.
You know what? If you get another Dutch Shepherd and you frustrate the dog, you're going to end up with the same kind of problems. That's the reality. Okay? These dogs need to have a purpose. They exist for a reason. They exist for a purpose, but yet people get these high-energy dogs, and they expect them to be a freaking couch potato and be good. The frustration is causing all the behavioral issues, and Robert does fuck all to address the frustration. Why is the dog frustrated? The very object of the science of behavior is understanding causes. He doesn't give a shit about the cause. The cause is frustration that's causing all the behaviors. But yet give the dog away instead of addressing the cause. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. These guys couldn't find their own ass with a map when it comes to behavior.
Shepherd with dog aggression is going to be something you're going to be managing your whole life.
Your whole life. You're going to be managing it your whole life. And again, this is the whole reality. Hire a trainer because they can't do it on your own. They don't want you doing it on your own. They don't want you to understand that you should be doing it on your own. Okay? Aggression is not for life. Reactivity is not for life. Aggression is simply an emotional response to something in the environment. So is reactivity. What makes you mad? Robert Cabral, again, like Hans Oppen, he blames B.F. Skinner. As a radical behaviorist, B.F. Skinner would tell you to replace dog with human child and ask you what you would do different. Okay? If a child is frustrated, what are you going to do? You're going to figure out why they're frustrated and work on that, right? But no, according to Robert Cabral, you let her rehome the fucking kid.
Which could be doable. But what my big red flag is growling at your daughter. He's growling at a 4-year-old child.
Why is the dog growling at your 4-year-old daughter? Because the dog is frustrated. The dog is not getting anything. And the dog isn't getting nothing but punishment. At this point, you've got a Dutch Shepherd, an amazingly powerful and intelligent dog that's not getting shit for needs met. Of course he's going to start growling and getting bitchy at everything around it. If you did that to a human child, you'd be the same thing. Be the same behaviors, wouldn't it, Robert?
And if he connects with that 4-year-old child, he's going to do damage.
Here you go with the fear. Now we got to make the owners afraid. You can't do it on your own. Be afraid because now your daughter's going to get hurt. Again, the whole purpose of a relationship is learn to trust the dog, learn to respect the dog. Because that's where the confidence in the dog comes from. That's the reality. The dog is frustrated. Let's address the frustration and see what's left over. Find something that the dog wants to do. Find something that the dog loves to do. That's the dog's positive reinforcements. Get the dog out, run and chase and do whatever you have to. Get the dog into a tired state and a calm state and then take that same dog for a walk. And what's the results? But that's what Robert Cabral doesn't want you to see. Because he's not talking about addressing the frustration. He's not talking about cause. He's not talking about purpose. He doesn't give a shit about the cause.
and that will be undoable, right? You will not be able to unring that bell. So, my opinion, there's a lot of great dogs. If you're not attached to this dog yet, and I hope you're not, and if you are,
But yet, if you look at the latest video they put out, why is this dog sitting in a fucking shelter? This beautiful Belgian Malinois sitting in a fucking shelter? Chances are it's because of people like you. The advice you're giving to people, rehome the fucking dog instead of actually understanding the goddamn causes of the problems. The shelter system is full, but yet you got Robert Cabral in there, and I know you love my shelter video. There's a reason why you fucking freaked out and you wanted that video taken down, because I know damn well you caused this fucking problem because of people like you and your goddamn pet care conglomerate. You caused the fucking shelters to be full because your training techniques are not fucking working. But now you're in the shelters making money off it. You create an enemy, you fight an enemy, and you make off like fucking bandits. Now you're playing both sides of the field. You're causing the problems. Now you're in the fucking shelter system making money. Okay, this bullshit needs to stop, Robert.
I can talk you out of it because he's growling at your daughter, who you've had for 4 years. You've had the dog for 2 months. This might not be a good dog.
Oh, it's a bad dog. Yeah, you can't fix the dog, right? If Robert Cabral can't do fuck all, if Robert Cabral's advice doesn't work, nobody else can do it. This is a serious problem. So instead of doing anything to address the frustration of the dog, we're going to rehome the dog. And if you look at his other videos, he's actually telling owners to kill their fucking dog. A dog that he's never met, never assessed or diagnosed, he's telling a complete stranger to kill their fucking dogs. A dog that he's never met, never assessed, and never diagnosed. But yet he wants to call me an asshole.
That's my opinion. If you decide...
Oh, and he's sitting there so solemn, no, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. You know what? Respect my opinion. Your opinion don't mean shit, Robert.
To keep the dog, let me know. I can tell you some stuff about, working through this. I would not do dog aggression with a prong collar first off. I would start to build a relationship. But let's cross.
Again, what do you define as a relationship? Because you're putting the owners right into a transactional relationship of reward and punishment. And reward and punishment doesn't beget freaking trust and respect. That's the reality.
That bridge we get to. My number one suggestion is find out where, go back to where you got this dog from and return the dog.
Yeah, you see, the dog is broken. According to Cabral, the dog is broken. The dog can't be fixed. It's not worth fixing. And that's the whole purpose of dog training. They want to convince you that your dog is broken. The dog is not broken. The relationship is, because you're in a transactional relationship, not a proper relationship.
Based on the fact that he's growling at a 4-year-old child. Unacceptable.
But yet we're not going to ask why. The problem is we need to ask why the dog is doing this. Why is the dog growling at a 4-year-old child? But nobody's asking the questions why. If you don't understand why, then there's no addressing it. Have a good day.